What's up, y'all? This is Landon. Yeah, a handful of you have asked to do a walkthrough of my Ableton session, my Ableton template for using tracks on our Sunday services, and put it off for a while because I don't like being in front of a camera or hear my voice, and I'm awkward. So yeah, who cares? Let's just do it. First and foremost, I'm pretty chaotic. I mean, I don't even have a mic stand. I'm going to be holding the mic and using my free hand to navigate through Ableton. So please bear with me. I don't really have a structure as to how I'm going to go through this template. Probably just start from top and work my way down. So yeah, let's just get to it. Okay, so here I have my Ableton template opened up. As you can see, I already have some stems and other things in this project. That's just there for example. So let's just go top to bottom. So you can see I have my buses here. All of these buses here are they already have all of my external outputs ready for our Sunday services. That's just so that when I'm dragging in stems or sending other things, I don't have to get there on Sunday and always be rerouting everything. That can take a lot of time and it can be pretty frustrating. So it makes it really easy to drop things in, set all of the outputs to those buses, and I'm good to go for Sunday. Saves a lot of time. And then I'm sending those buses over to this return right here, the work bus. The work bus has my external 1 and 2 output, so that as everything is routed, I'm still able to hear everything coming from my monitors or MacBook speakers or whatever you have. So that helps a lot. So top to bottom, I have everything already routed from guitars, keys, everything, all the way down to pads and cues. And then below that, I have a few MIDI channels that have lyrics and some chords here. You can see they're in brackets. That's because we're working with a lot of volunteers, and sometimes, everyone's busy. You don't have a lot of time to sit down and practice your stuff. So it's there just for our rehearsals. Helps everybody be confident with what they're playing. And that's kind of just what I'm here for, to help them be confident on stage, mitigate distractions so that they can worship freely and not have to worry about what they're playing. So that's super helpful. Then below I have my sections. That's exactly what it is, sections that separates throughout the song, whatever arrangement we're doing. And then below that I have an audio channel, lead vox. It's just the separated audio from the original MP3. That's for like when I'm sending reference tracks, I keep that in the background. It just has a little bit more of a foundation to follow. So it makes it really easy for everybody on Sundays to be able to listen back and know exactly where the song is, rather than just following the guide in the reference track and having to guess what the refrain is or what bridge 3 is and whatever and all that. So I can just play that for you so you can see what it sounds like. Before I do that, I use Logic to get the separated audio. I just use the stem splitter, which is pretty cool, but it still is pretty artifacty. There's some weird stuff in there. So if you listen to it, of course, you're not using it on a Sunday, so it really doesn't matter. But if I just play it, you can hear what I'm talking about. In my whole life, for your glory, my whole life. Yeah, so we can mute that. Below I have my guide track and then loop guide. So what the loop guide is, when you're looping things, what happens is the original guide track is telling you what the upcoming section is. And if you're looping something, you don't want to know what the section after the looping or the loop section is. You want to know what you're looping. So whenever I loop something, the original guide track will mute, and then the loop guide track will unmute. And the loop guide track is telling you exactly what section you're repeating. Most times I don't even have it unmuted. Actually, I turn it off and I just call out things in the MD mic and control it from there. It just makes it a lot easier for me. And then beneath that, MIDI guide. It's a MIDI channel, and in my this is in arrangement view. So in session view, I have all of my MIDI clips. I can just show you here. Separated by my 4/4 and 6/8. So if I just play that here.
Vamp 2, 3, 4. Bridge 2.
Yeah, and they're all quantized already because it's MIDI. So that's great. Beneath that MIDI click, I'm not using this channel, the MIDI click channel for services. I'm always using the built-in Ableton metronome. But the MIDI click is there for bouncing references. What happens is when you bounce a reference in Ableton, the built-in metronome isn't included in the reference. So I have this channel just so that we can have the metronome play in the background when you listen back to the reference track. So yeah, that's all that is. Let's mute that. And then beneath that, you can see I have a little folder called MIDI elements. And what that is I just have like some effects, perk loops here, drone, arpeggio. These are just drag and drop goodies to spice up your arrangement. Yeah, I can just show you what it is rather than trying to explain it. Play that twice because why not have a sub drop twice rather than once? Some tambos. And then we have the drone here on the bottom. Hot take on using drones. This is just me, but don't keep the drone on 24/7, 100% of the time. Use it like an instrument, you know? Play around with filter automation, reverb, saturation, sidechain, all that stuff. Sometimes when it's left on, it can feel a little bit stagnant, just when it's a constant realm of noise in the background. But yeah, that's just my take on drones. They're still super great. Of course, it depends on the context of the song. But I have a MIDI controller controlling my macros in Ableton to allow me to use it how I feel is necessary. So this is just the drone. Yep. It's exactly what it is. And then the arpeggio. Arpeggio, it's just a chord that I played, and it's just in MIDI. I like to have something here to add a little bit more movement in some parts of the songs. I can just throw it wherever you want. That's the great thing about MIDI, is you can do whatever you want with it. And if it sounds great, then awesome. And if it sounds like poo-poo doo-doo, then it sounds like poo-poo doo-doo, and you don't need it there. So that's cool. I have some saturation, filter automation, EQ, compression, whatever, on top of that. So by itself, it just sounds like an arpeggio. Yep. And then beneath that, stems. So let's just play everything all together from the middle of this refrain. Yeah, super like bare bones walkthrough of my template. There's no keys or anything in this one. If you guys would like, I can go through in a later video my Ableton template that I use with tracks and keys, as well as my main stage keys template that I use as well. But for the sake of this video, I'm just putting something out there. You never know, you could watch this and get a little bit of inspiration to throw into your Ableton template, which is what I'm here for. It would be great. You can shoot me a message or comment or whatever. I would love to point you in a direction that I feel like could help. But yeah, that's my Ableton template that I use on a weekly basis. And thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.